Okay, we are done with our first stop. Next, we're gonna head over to our next stop where we pick up our pork, some butter, some eggs, and maybe a little bit of bacon this week. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this week's video is going to be a follow-up to last week's video where I highlighted for you the 6 different types of food I eat as a minimalist. I know you might be thinking, hey, it mustn't be cheap to be able to eat steak as well as lamb as well as ingredients like butter, bacon on a daily basis, but I'm going to be showing you how to do that on a budget. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing you along with me as I head out on a grocery haul. I'm going to be bringing you to 2 spots that I go to get amazing prices on steaks, on lamb chops, as well as another spot where I get all of my pork, chicken, butter, eggs, as well as cheese. So let's head on over to spot number 1. Come here, kiss. Say bye, Blake. Say bye. Take us over to my car and then we'll get going. You guys, once again, I'm so excited to be bringing you along with me for a grocery haul this week. So generally when I get my groceries, I usually get groceries twice a month or once in every 2 weeks. Thing is, with the way I use my groceries, I don't clear through all of my stock every 2 weeks. I will have some spillover that I will use for say 2 to 3 weeks. So the types of items that I purchase maybe every 2 weeks will be a little bit different. I have a limited budget, as you know. I try to live like as minimal of a lifestyle as possible, so I try to be frugal with the way I spend my money on food. So what goes into getting like really good quality meats at an affordable price, it really comes down to research. And what I've done is I've spent quite a bit of time researching where are the best places that I can get my meats, as well as the places that give you value for the price you're paying. So you're not exactly paying cheap, but you're getting value for the amount that you're paying. So especially with the first stop that we're gonna make today, which is at in Puchong, where I pick up my steaks, I'm actually gonna be buying about 15 pieces of Australian ribeye steaks and about 2 kilos of lamb chops. And when I show you the price later, you might be surprised with how affordable it actually is, especially if you compare to eating these specific items outside. I spent about 2 weeks looking through Shopee, reviewing all of the different sellers that actually sell frozen steaks, and this is hands down the best place. So let's head over to our first stop in Puchong. Alright guys, we just arrived at Puchong. Let me just point out this place to you. Let me park my car and I'll point it out to you. Alright guys, here we are. I've just arrived at Wira Food. So as you can see here, this is Wira Food, the place where I pick up my beef as well as my lamb chops. So I'm going to bring you along with me as I go and pick up my order now. Let's go. So I usually bring my ice box with me so that I can keep my meats frozen. Okay guys, I'm here at Wira Food. I'm going to introduce you to Zul, who is one of the guys that's in charge of this place, and he's going to tell you a bit about Wira Food.
Wira Food, supplier frozen food. We provide frozen food like lamb, chicken, seafood.
What else you do? Selain frozen meat, ada apa benda lagi?
Ada spaghetti, ada macam cooking cream. Ada cooking cream.
Okay.
Ini kita lah.
So if
the sample kita kat situ. Boleh tengok. Steak, sausage. Beef pun ada juga. Beef pun ada. Betul. Macam kadang-kadang dengan semua.
kalau tak boleh datang dekat sini, boleh beli online juga kan?
Kita boleh buat delivery. Dia boleh buat dalam kita delivery dalam. Kalau jauh, kita pakai line clear.
Okay, line clear.
Ya.
So same day delivery lah.
Same day.
You pun supplier untuk hotel, restoran semua kan?
Kita supply hotel, restoran, cafe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zul.
Thank you.
So here we are at Wira Food. Best place to get your steak. So let me show you what I bought today. So these are some of the ribeye steaks that I got. About 220 to 250 grams. And these are the lamb shoulders. They come in 1 kg bags. So for 1 kilo, you get almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slices. So this can easily last me 1 week already. Okay, we're done with our first stop. Next, we're gonna head over to our next stop where we pick up our pork, some butter, some eggs, and maybe a little bit of bacon this week. Hey guys, so we're just on our way to our second stop where I usually get my groceries. The place I'm bringing you to is called NSK Grocer. I think if you live in Malaysia, I'm quite certain you might have heard about the place. If you don't live in Malaysia though, I think I'm sure there's a grocer near you where you'll be able to get meats at the best prices. So just one tip for you is to just do a quick comparison rather than just jumping and buying the meats that you want at one specific outlet. Go ahead and research from the different groceries that you have how meats are being priced at different places. So I used to buy my fresh chicken at the market. That used to be the best rate that I could get it for, right until I discovered NSK. So I'm very excited to bring you to NSK where I'll be getting all of my pork, my bacon, my chicken. I'm not buying chicken this week, but I'll show you the prices nonetheless, as well as my butter and my cheese. So let's head right in. Okay, we are now here at NSK Grocer. So this is how the grocer looks like. And get me a trolley first. I want to show you something quite interesting that's here, right? So here there's 2 kilos of frozen chicken breast. So these 2 kilos is priced at about 32 ringgit 50 cents, which means that 1 kilo is somewhere at about 17 ringgit, which is not too bad. But what is interesting though, if I'm not wrong, I did a bit of research on like frozen chicken breast, and what I learned is that to freeze the chicken, they usually put in some form of preservatives, and these preservatives usually have sugar in them. So we don't really need sugar when we are going to be we're going to be cooking and flavoring our chicken on its own, so you want to try and avoid as much ingredients as possible. So this is one option when it comes to the frozen chicken, but I'm also going to bring you and show you the fresh chicken that they have here. Pretty affordable stuff. Okay, so if you see here, this is some of the most affordable chicken that you can get. You have standard at 8.39 per kilo, and you can also get them to cut it to whichever size you want. If you want a 8 size cut, you want a 10 size cut, or you want a 12 size cut, they can get that done for you. Aside from that, you can get like many variations, right? You have older chicken, which is cheaper but it's often tougher. You also have the chicken ribs. What I usually get is chicken thighs. This is only 30 ringgit 99 cents for a whole kilo. Or we can do the chicken chop. The chicken chop is at about 19 ringgit 49 cents per kilo, but you only get it deboned and you can just add your flavors and marinate it. So if you're looking for something that's a bit more high fat, this is probably the option for you. But you know, when I'm dieting, this is what I usually get. chicken breast. Earlier we also saw that if it's frozen, you get 2 kilos for about 32 ringgit. Here it is not frozen, it's fresh, so it's about 17 ringgit. 2 kilos would still come up to about 34 ringgit, so it's probably a bit more expensive, but what you're getting is the fact that it's fresh, and then probably there's no chemicals in there as well. These are some other parts if you are eating internal stuff. So we already got our red meat, so I'm not going to look at buffalo here. Let's keep going. Okay, let's look at eggs. I used to get my eggs at NSK, but the prices are exorbitant. Always a subsidized egg, but it's always sold out around here. So if you look at these eggs here, it's priced at about 20 cents for a tray. Not the cheapest one around. You can usually find it for cheaper. So I don't get my eggs here. I usually find it at 99 Speed Mart, or if I get it at a different grocer. Sometimes even Jaya Grocer is cheaper for eggs. Okay, so I'm here at the cheese section. So pro tip, right? If you're buying cheese, always try to go for unbranded. For example, if you're looking at this mozzarella bit here, this is not branded, so it's a bit cheaper. You get 200 grams for about 12 ringgit 90 cents, whereas if you go for a branded one, for instance, we have a branded mozzarella here, you get 19 ringgit 50 cents for 250 grams. So it's slightly more, but you're going to be paying more for the brand. Something else about butter. So this is like super cheap butter, 5 ringgit 9 cents. But when you take a look at the ingredients, right? So if you see here, you have a bunch of different stuff. You have hydrogenated vegetable oils, you have fat, you have emulsifiers, you have coloring. But when you pay a bit more, like pure British butter, what you're getting is just cream and salt, nothing more. So I will always recommend, if you can afford to get better butter, get better butter. Okay, next we're going to head to the non-halal section where I get my pork. Okay, we're heading to the non-halal section. Okay, we're going to start with my favorite meat, which is bacon. Yes. So what you're looking at here is 500 grams of streaky back bacon, and it's priced at about 25 ringgit. Usually if you get a slab of this packet, which is 250 grams for streaky bacon, it will cost you about 15 to 60 ringgit at Jaya Grocer. But I find that at NSK is one of the cheapest places that you can get an entire set of 500 grams of bacon for only 25 ringgit. So let me show you the one that I would usually get. So I like my bacon fatty. So this is the premium smoked streaky bacon that I get for 500 grams. This is only gonna cost me 26 ringgit 50 cents. As you can see here. So I'm gonna pick up one of these. Next, we're gonna head over to the pork section. I've done quite a bit of research, right? And I find that amongst Jaya Grocer, Village Grocer, all the different places, there's nowhere where you can get pork at these prices. Like snow belly is at 25 ringgit, pork fillet is at 29 ringgit. So what I've done in the past is I usually get a pork loin. For 1 kilo here, what they'll actually do for me is cut this up into steaks, and I'll have pork steaks in the morning. The other option I've tried is the pork fillet. It has a little bit more fat, so it's a bit more tastier, but the fillet shapes don't come out as nice, so I'm still a big fan of the pork loin. Aside from that, if you want something that's really fatty, you can go for the pork shoulder over here. I've tried that before, but I just don't really like the flavor or the taste. It is a bit too fatty and it has too much of a gamey flavor for my liking. Yeah, I'm gonna place my order and then we're gonna head off then. Alright guys, so that's about it. I just got my first batch of steaks as well as my red meat from Puchong, and we're here at NSK, and I've already purchased the rest of my carnivore ingredients for the week. I had bacon, I had pork, I had cheese, and I had butter. As I mentioned, I don't get eggs from NSK because I find them to be a bit too pricey. I think I can get them cheaper at NSK Grocer. Once again, I just want to say that if you want to get onto a carnivore lifestyle, it is really not that hard. You can just choose the ingredients that you like, and it doesn't all have to be like single ingredient food, right? You can incorporate some of the processed items like patties and burgers if you like, and it's not as expensive to do so as you saw. So that wraps up this week's video. Thank you so much for joining me on my grocery haul. I brought you to two places. I brought you to where I get my red meat, my beef and my lamb, as well as NSK Grocer where I get all of my milk, my cheese, my butter, as well as my eggs. I hope this video has given you some value, or at least some ideas how you can get started on a carnivore lifestyle. Catch you in the next one.